Good morning. Welcome to Natasha Makes. It's a very special edition today. I'm not making, for a start, but we have the very fabulous Ralph with us. Good morning, Ralph.
Hey, good morning,
How are
Natasha.
you?
Good to see you.
Very lovely to have you in our studios. Ladies, if you do not know who Ralph is, he is about to change your life for the better, always for the better. Ralph, if people have not met you before, firstly, where have they been? But secondly, what's been going on? You are from a company called Lutterlo.
Right.
And the thing that is so special about your business is an invention that your grandmother came up with in 1935, which is the Golden Rule.
Exactly. My grandmother founded a company named the Golden Rule in 1935, and it's a pattern making system which enables dressmakers and hobby dressmakers to make easy and simple their own made-to-measure patterns with just 2 measurements. And it's based on a mathematical formula which says that certain parts of your body are related.
So, you know Da Vinci, when he did the...
Exactly. The
all of that.
man in the ratio on the circle,
Yes.
where you can see how the proportions fit into another. Like if you spread out your arms and you go from your longest finger on the right side to the longest finger on the left side, it's the height of your body, or the head goes 8 times into your body.
That's so clever.
Another example, everybody can try right at home. If you put your thumb right to the second section of the index finger, then you will see from the second section of the index finger to the top of the index finger, this length is all equal with the length of your nose. When you put your thumb under your nose now, you see it's the length of your nose. It's quite amazing. And she always had trouble to find good fitting clothes for her or good fitting patterns, because she was very tall and had a unique
I feel her
unique
pain.
measurements, had not
Yep.
the same bust and hip measurement.
Yeah.
And then she played around and she came up with this marvelous idea.
What a lady.
And meanwhile, it's a pattern making system and company. We have it all over the world. It's translated in 17 different languages. Yeah.
17 different languages. Okay. So clearly, I'm not the only woman out there that is struggling to find clothes that fit. I wish I could have met her, because I have so many questions to ask her. Was she a mathematician? I mean, how do you even go, oh, okay, that doesn't fit me? But actually, that Leonardo da Vinci, he had a few. Like, how did she come up with it?
Yeah, that's really, a lot of people would like to know.
Yeah. Do you know?
That's a secret. Everyone says, oh, where do you need to put the cross? No, she read a lot about this mathematical things, and she was really good in math as well.
There
And
it is, right.
then she came up with this, yes.
So, yeah, so that mathematical brain bringing us, and we're very,
But
very
the good
grateful
thing is
for
nobody
it.
else needs to have the math, because everything is done for
It's
you
done.
already. Though you just need you need to know how to read numbers and make dots. That's a good thing.
I feel everyone out there breathing a sigh of relief for the need to not have to do much maths. You need to be able to take 2 measurements. That's it. That is it. We did the show on Crate and Craft yesterday. Yes. And I will retell the story about when Jennifer Taylor, this was the first time I came across it, was that I was a presenter then, and they said, you're doing a show with Jennifer Taylor, she's just finished off the Great British Sewing Bee, send her your bust and your hip measurement, she's going to make a shirt that's going to fit you perfectly. I've never had a shirt that has fitted me properly. I'd not met her, I sent the measurements, and then 15 minutes before the show, she hands me the shirt.
I remember, yeah.
I've never had a shirt before or after that has fitted better.
Yeah.
It's just brilliant.
But still, usually you always should try the paper pattern first if you need to make some adjustments. And
geography didn't let us.
But yeah, because you were too far away, you couldn't do that. But yeah.
So I have a massive love of this system. If we could do that, like you say, without any further adjustments, that's incredible. So I would really urge you to take a look at this pattern system. We are going to go through it in a lot of detail today. The beauty is that we're not confined to just an hour. If we go over, that's fine. And so if you've got questions, Ralph, if you've been sitting on your system for 5 years, Geraldine, then, and you haven't started yet, I'm not naming and shaming, she's already admitted to it, then get those questions out. What is stopping you? If you've got questions, maybe you've got the system, we have got the new inserts. This is the other thing. Every year since this was developed,
Yes, we bring out 4
apart from
supplements
1
a
year during
yeah.
the war, 4 new supplements.
Will come out for this spring, summer, autumn, and winter with 40 new patterns. And
That's
meanwhile, we
amazing.
have the number 329, with
329. There must be some avid collectors out
Yeah,
there
yeah,
that
yeah,
have them
yeah,
all.
yeah.
We have the book. We have a book. We have an early book just to show, and I love this. I really love this. So this is the golden rule. This is, if you had been buying this in, we think it's the 50s.
Let me see if I can see the
I need my
copyright here.
glasses.
Doesn't show you the year, but it must be. It has been in Lindau, produced in Lindau. That must be after 1954, because we moved it. First, it was in Vienna, the company, and then in Lüneburg. And since 1954, we haven't changed our address in Lindau. It's a Lake of Constance. But you can see beautiful designs, and at the back we have the same pattern designs as today.
So this is the thing. When you buy into this system, you're buying into a system that has been working successfully since 1935. That's the absolute beauty of this. It, like you say, it hasn't changed. Styles, fashions have come and gone,
go,
but this stays
but the
the
system
same.
and the idea how to make and draw the patterns haven't changed since then. Yes.
Just amazing. So it's not a flash in the pan thing that you'll buy it now and then, you know, suddenly you won't be able to get anything. This is going to be an ongoing treat for you. This is what you're getting when you buy the system. Let's pop that down there and have a good look through. Because the question that we always get asked, Ralph, is if I'm a beginner dressmaker, will it work for me?
In my opinion, absolutely yes. You just need to be self-confident and start right away, and start with a simple pattern, like with a waistcoat or with a t-shirt or with a skirt, where you don't have too many things, like you don't need to put in a zipper or you don't need to put in a sleeve and all those things. And then if you get the self-confidence and you have done one pattern, I'm sure you're doing many more, and especially nowadays where you can get so many good YouTube tutorials and
Well, we'll
Facebook
touch on
tutorials.
that. Absolutely.
It's not too difficult.
This is, we'll have a look at why we need all of this. But the reason that I ask is that at the beginning, and this again, seeing that book, this hasn't changed. You have got step by step
Instructions with nice pictures, short sentences, explained what to do, how the system works, how to take your measurement, how to go with a special sizing scale into your cross, how to put it on the fabric. Don't forget to add the seam allowance. Something about the golden rule, the golden section, what we were talking about in the beginning. Very important, the symbol page. If you don't know a meaning, all our patterns have small symbols and letters on it. They tell you if it's a straight of grain, a gathered top stitch elastic, if it's facing or zipper, if it's good for knitting or stretch fabric. And all of those details you can see on this page.
This is the bit. I'm going to go a close-up on this, you know, Ralph, because... There we are. These, for me, make this almost like personal shopping, because you know if you have a slim figure, you know if you have a few more curves going on, and so you can look through these patterns and you can find, because sometimes we don't really know what works for us, but you can have an idea using these if they're going to be, and now can't find one, of course. Did I go? Here. So now we know that this is going to suit a fuller figure.
Right.
So it's already giving us, like, hey, you know, this is going to work really well for you. This is going to be beautiful for you. And then on here, at the beginning, you then have, so for anybody that is new to dressmaking,
gives you some,
it's like a workshop.
and tips and tricks how to put in a button or how to put in a sleeve or pocket, and many nice tips and tricks and hints.
So you've got this.
Yes.
But then also...
And a short knitting instruction here.
Yeah, now this is brilliant.
Because you all have patterns you can use for knitting. And on the next page you can see how to save fabric, how to lay out the patterns that you don't waste too much material.
And
now
then
the
we
most,
get to the
now the
patterns.
most important thing and the fun part. Here you see all the beautiful, beautiful designs and fashion we have. Like 280 different styles. We have jumpsuits,
When you buy
trousers,
this,
shirts, skirts. A huge, huge variety of beautiful patterns for each season, for each time, for each style. If you want to have the classic style or the modern new style.
do you know what? This is so flattering on any figure.
Yes.
It's
definitely.
a brilliant, brilliant design, that one. Imagine these in the colours that suit you, the fabrics that you love. And the beautiful thing is that this is for all the family. There are ones for teenagers,
For men, for children.
yeah,
Right.
the whole
absolutely.
family. Everything from underwear to swimwear to wedding dresses to workwear. If you're going on a cruise, there are dresses for that. A date night, just hanging out in the park. It's got, I love, we've got some vintage in there
Vintage
as
and
well.
Children.
Perfect for children. And again, you can make it time and time and
And you
time
can make
again.
it, like you said, you can make it for the whole family and your friends, or start a business, or if you want, if you don't know what to, if you don't have a Christmas gift and you don't know what to give somebody, you can sew something together and make a
Perfect.
trouser or a shirt.
And so this is the latest edition, and then for every season you can then update, should you wish.
Hard to show all the 200 patterns in such a short
Do you know
time.
what?
It would take hours.
I know, but if you
And
had
if
to
you've got sewing
store,
experiences, you can even mix and match the patterns, so you can really make up your own styles. And like you said, if you take your own fabric or make some changes, you're really your own designer as well.
and also what you'll notice on each of these is that it's telling you how much fabric to buy.
Right. On
As
the
well.
first page, it always tells you the average amount of fabric you need.
Yes,
Right.
which is just perfect. It is so comprehensive, and that is what comes from something that has been around for so many years.
Shall we start?
Yes,
Good.
yes. Before we start, though, I'm just going to check if anybody's got any questions and if everybody is okay, and say hello to everybody, because otherwise I feel really rude if we don't say hello.
Okay, hello to everybody.
So we have got, who have we got watching this morning? We have got, takes a minute, here we go. We've got Ginny with us, we've got Debbie, we've got Julie. She said, I've lost the measure that goes on the tape measure. Can you get replacements? Ralph.
The thing is, usually you have a lifelong guarantee on it, so if anything happens, if it breaks or if it's damaged, you can send it to our company and you get a new one immediately. If you lost it, it's a little bit difficult, but send Natasha a personal message and I'm sure we will find a way.
We'll work on that for you, Julie. Debbie says, good morning, everyone. I'm getting on my operation today, but keeping busy by watching this live. Have a great day, everyone. Good luck to you, Debbie. I hope it all goes well. Jimmy's here. Now, Jimmy is in Australia, so we have to say good evening to Jimmy.
Good evening.
Hi, Jimmy. Jane's here watching this with a keen eye. The other eye on the really keen to make clothes that fit properly. I think that is the thing. Is it the same for gentlemen? For women, if you find something that fits, you just feel amazing. You walk a bit taller, you've got a bit of a spring in your step.
I mean, you know how it is.
feel-
Men usually say, oh, I don't care what to wear and I can wear everything and it's not
Yeah.
important. But to be honest, sure, it feels very much different if you have something that really fits good. And so when
Yeah.
people say, hey, what are you wearing? Better to get it.
Because
Thank you
there's
for
just something about you, isn't there? You just feel... Gemma has favourite things that she buys. She's in the corner, tapping away. Yeah. And you know, like I know instantly when she comes in if she loves what she's wearing.
She's like
Yeah.
walking different.
She sort of wafts around everywhere. Ginny, good morning to you. And Joy says, sorry, I have to watch later. That is the thing. You don't have to watch now. If you want to interact with us, of course, watch now, but this stays up. And I know we're going to have new viewers today. And I think it's really important to know that we don't delete these. These stay on our Facebook page. They stay on our website, natashamakes.com, which is where you can buy all of these goodies. And also they stay on our YouTube channel as well. So you can always find it. It's not going to go anywhere. You have a big presence on Facebook.
Yes.
The Lutterlow Facebook group.
Right, it's called Lutterlow System or Lutterlow System.
And if you are like me and a bit dyslexic and can't spell, then it's on the front of your
System.
package. Yeah.
And there we have a closed Facebook group with around 15,000 members
From across the globe.
from across the globe, and they really like to share their knowledge about sewing, about dressmaking, about using our system. They help each other, they show pictures, and it's a really nice community to join.
So if you get stuck at any point, pop a message in there. The thing that I know about sewers is that we are very generous with our knowledge, with our time, and we love to share. So that's a really great resource as well. And again, that's free. Nettie's here. Morning, Nettie. Is this loaded on the website? She can't find it.
I'm pressing all the buttons.
If you can hear Gemma tapping in the background, she's just uploading everything because Ralph arrived this morning with new things that we had to load. Julia's here, good morning. Gloria's here, Val's here, Sharon's here, good morning. Lizette's here, and Jan and Karen, and Brenda as well. Lots of people joining us this morning. Thank you so much. Let's show how this works.
Let's show how that
because
works.
the proof is in the pudding, as we say here. You will get this when you buy your system. You will get the rule. You will get a pen,
2 pins, and adhesive tape. It's not a special. It's not a usual tape measure. It's a special tape measure, whereas a special sizing scale attached to it, which we are going to explain in a second.
Okay, so 2 things that you need to start off with, and you can do this with a friend, or you can do it in front of a mirror. If you do it in front of a mirror, the thing to watch out is that your tape measure is horizontal. If you go on a wonk, you're going to add inches. We don't need to add inches. Keep it nice and straight.
Right. So we go over the fullest part at the back and the front.
And this is going to vary on everyone.
Arms down, please, Natasha.
So why is it important to have the arms down? What happens at that point?
Then you get more measurement. Then if you go up, it's less.
So I can dance
So we have
in this without ripping it, is what you're saying?
right.
Yeah.
Bust measurement of 94, and a hip measurement all over the fullest part at the back and the front.
So we make sure it's nice and level.
108. Thank you.
So we're going to write those down. Okay, let's talk about the fullest parts, because this is going to change on everyone whilst you write that down. Ladies, and I say this all the time, only because it's happened to me. If you are making a special, maybe you're going on a cruise or something and you're making a special dress, or maybe you are making bridesmaids dresses. This is a big one for bridesmaids dresses, because suddenly you've got them tailor-made in the colours that you want, the fabrics you want. It's absolutely perfect. But if you are making for a special occasion and you know you have underwear for that special occasion, please wear that underwear when you make that measurement. You know, and if you've got a sports bra on and then suddenly you wear something with a lot more oomph, you're going to have a bigger measurement. And you don't want things ripping. And then the other thing is hips. We say a hip measurement, but the thing is,
You go with the fullest part at the back and the front.
and that is the fullest part between here and here. So if you carry your weight here,
Yeah.
or if you're pregnant,
So it might
or
be
if you've
very
had a
unusual
baby,
for you, but for our system, it's a way how it works.
yeah. So when we say hip, it might be that your fullest part is here. Now I know Jennifer Taylor used this when she was pregnant, in which case it's absolutely
She
going to
went
be here.
like up this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's finding that place. Mine is here, absolutely. But it might be that you carry weight there.
Yeah.
Everybody is different. And the really nice thing about this is that you're not going into a shop going, am I a 10? Am I a 14? We've all been in different shops. I used to shop in certain ones that made me smaller. I didn't get smaller, but the number on the back was smaller. It's ridiculous. Even if I didn't like the clothes, if that shop made me a size bigger, I'm sticking in this one. It's ridiculous. So we get rid of the numbers. We just write them down. And then it's not a size. It's just a number that we're now going to work with. So we get our rule, don't we? And should we show the close-up of this rule?
Yes.
Yeah. So this is the golden rule, and this is why it is so special. So on here, Let me just move that so you get it nice, and it will, yeah, it will come into focus in a minute. There we go. You have got all these numbers. You've also got a pinpoint. Now,
So on one side we have the big numbers. It starts here with a 0, then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then it goes on the tape measure. Those numbers are the centimeters. And on the other side you see we have a lot of small numbers. It starts here with a small red 50, and then we have the 52, 54, 56, 58, and it goes up until 140. And those small numbers are representing your bust and hip measurement. So Natasha's bust measurement now is 94, which means we look for the number 94, and then we have behind this number a small arrow and a small hole where I put in my pin. And now I'm in her measurement.
now if I'd have been 93, we'd round up to 94.
Yes, and you would go up to the next higher.
So if you
number.
are an odd number, just go up to the next
Right.
even number. Then where are we sticking this, Ralph?
What we like to do now is we would like to make the front part of this classical waistcoat.
I love that look. I've got so many waistcoats.
It's
I
a
love them.
wonderful look. It's a really nice fit, and it's all the very good to start with because it gives you the self-confidence to work with the system. I would recommend it to everybody to start with this first. And now we go with the pin and the tape measure and the scale with the number 94. The next thing we do is we go right into the center of this cross.
So we're going to do that on our paper. Now, let's talk about this paper. The paper that we're using, we've got rolls of it over there. I'm going to be honest, when I ran out, I did try IKEA's paper that the kids had.
Mm-hmm.
Don't. There is a reason. You were asked, weren't you, for,
Yeah, like
for
I said,
proper paper.
at the beginning we had no paper, and we always told people just go to the newspaper. They often give you the rest of the roll they have for free, or you can use newspaper or baking paper, whatever you want. But the question came up so often that we finally looked for different companies and different material of paper, and which then we had like 3 or 4 different options where we think those are really good, and we send it out to our subscribers. We have many subscribers for the quarterly supplements, and this one was the absolutely winner.
That was
and
the one.
It's a fantastic paper.
So yeah, don't try others. There is a reason for it, and you'll see how it sits. You'll see how it works. We've got it on the. Have we got it on the website yet, Gemma? She's tapping.
I am tapping.
She's tapping
I'll
away.
give you the heads up.
We went gin tasting yesterday and made our own gin. So, excuse us, but would have been organised. But we drank gin instead. Very professional. Here we go. We had a great time there, didn't we, Jim?
Fabulous.
Yeah, fabulous. But we're not allowed to drink our gin for another 2 weeks that we made. It's got to settle.
You told me yesterday that you go to a gin tasting. I said, oh,
Yeah.
that's great. And then you said, oh, I'm even allowed to make my own gin.
Yeah.
So I was so lucky. I thought, oh, today I come and we have gin. But then you said you need to wait for another 2 weeks. Huh?
Luckily, I bought every other bottle that they have, so it's okay. We can still ply you with gin, but after the show, Ralph.
Okay.
Not whilst we're
A little
doing
bit
this.
earlier.
Yeah. Here
So
we
now
go.
I went into the bust measurement in Natasha's bust measurement, which is 94, and now I'm going into the center of the cross in the pattern. And all our pattern designs always have such a cross. I go right into the center, and now you see I can move and rotate my tape measure around the pattern design.
Brilliant.
And out of the pattern design they're coming out many lines with numbers. Now I go so far until I'm going to touch one of those lines. Here we have the line with the number 19. And the next step you do, you just read the number, and on the same side where you read the number, the 19 on the same side, you go up at the tape measure and make a dot right next to the number 19.
Perfect.
And that's all you need to do. Next line says 19.5, so we do make a dot at 19.5. Then there's a line which is not directly connected with the dot, the line with the number 11, but we do the same thing. We just touch the line, read the number, and make a dot. Even when there is no dot, this is a dot for the dart, here for the bust dot.
Brilliant.
37.5.
Geraldine's just joined us. Geraldine, we've already named and shamed you as someone that's had this system for many years and hasn't got it out of the box yet.
36.
Why don't you draft along with Ralph today? Get it out of the box, get your paper out, and just actually put pen to paper. Whether you make it or not, just get used to drafting a pattern, Geraldine.
The most important thing is just to start right away, and if you have done one pattern, you will do one after another. 19.
So yeah, it's getting that confidence, isn't it? Just follow along,
And that's the
see
reason
what
why I
Ralph's
said
doing.
Don't start with something complicated, just start with something simple.
Now,
18, and now we have an important point here.
we need to look at this because this goes on. In fact, if we got another copy of it, let's have a look at this. I'm going to do you a little close up here because why didn't we think of this before, Ralph? Right, let me show you this here. We've gone all the way round, and now we've got to 18 here. Now you'll see 18 is on a dotted line. What is the importance of that dotted line, Ralph?
The dotted line is the waistline, and all dots which are on the waistline, like the dot 18 and all dots above the waistline, we always do make with the bust measurement.
Okay.
So all dots on and above with the bust measurement, and
Now,
all dots which are below the waistline we make with the hip measurement.
okay.
Not everybody has 90, 60, 90. Most people have a difference between the bust and the hip measurement, and that's a fantastic thing about our system that you can switch now for the hip measurement. Maybe we
Which
stay
is what
here.
we're going to do. Okay, so let's go back
Close
here.
up.
So my hip measurement was 108.
Right, it's 108, so we look for the 108 on the scale, maybe.
So it's going to be here, and it's quite excited about everything we've got in the background. There we are. Ba, 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 ba.
Here we go.
There it is.
So now we look for the 108, which is
There.
right here.
Yeah.
I go in here. Oh,
There you
like
go.
this, yep. And then I go back into the center of the cross, which is right here
Perfect.
with the hip measurement. And make the dots which are below the waistline. 26, 21, and 20. And now you can see already the shape for the front part for the waistcoat. The next thing what we do is we connect the dots like in school.
It's
drawing the
like
dots.
dot to dot. Now, in your system, you do get a cardboard version of this. And that's great. You know, if you're just starting out, then that's absolutely fine. You know, if you're just seeing if this system is for you. But what I would say is if you are committed to working with the system, this is a one-off purchase of your tailor's curve.
And designer curve, and you
Yeah.
have so many different possibilities on this ruler here. You have like 1 centimeter distances. You have the small curve for children patterns or for collars. You have different buttons holes you can use, where you can see the different button holes here. So you have many options, and it's really hard to break. It's a really good material, acrylic. It's really fun to work with.
And then on here, in case you're not quite sure which bit to use where, it shows you how. So which bit to use for skirts, which bit to use for trousers. And I love the instructions for these, are always so clear.
Right, you can see we have a big
So you're getting
difference in the
two.
curve here. The other one, the designer curve, is a little bit longer, and the curve is not as round, as strong as the other one, which is very good for trousers, for skirts, for long sleeves, as you can see here on the pictures.
So it's dot to dot. That's what we're going to do
That's
now.
what we're doing now,
Perfect.
right? Dot to
Yeah.
dot. Here we can see already that this line is not parallel to this line. It needs to be this way. It comes out always different on any measurement, but later when we cut it out, it's going to be straight again on to the body.
Because we've got to take into account my hips. That's it. That's what we're doing.
Yeah.
So we're joining these dots. And then, yeah, so you come down into this, don't you? And if you're not quite sure, follow the pattern. You're just making a bigger version of the pattern.
Can see it here, how to connect the dots, which dots you need to connect. Very nice to work with the Taylor curve. You can always connect 3, sometimes even 4 dots at once.
Now, Alexandra says, good morning, this is fascinating. You may come to this, but does the system allow for altering the length of the pattern for people like me who have long bodies? Alexandra, yes, but we're not there yet.
I'm going to explain it.
Bear with us.
When we do the fitting, I will show you how you can lengthen or short the pattern. That's a good question. Maybe two persons have the same bust and hip measurement, but one person might be a little bit taller, another person a little bit shorter. Then you might need to lengthen or shorten it. We're going to explain this.
We're going to show. It's like Gemma and I using the same system. I'm nearly a foot taller than Gemma, so there is every chance that I would need to lengthen and Gemma would need to shorten. But we can still work with the same system. That is the beauty of it.
Exactly.
It's like you just need one for a family, don't you? It's not... I just love it. I absolutely love it. We will get to that. Jack's with us. Good morning, Jack. Lovely to have your company. So we've done this. What do we do now, Ralph?
Right. Now we have the front part for the waistcoat. Now we are going to transfer the details from the pattern design onto the pattern. Maybe we show this.
Yeah, let's show that. There we go. Ba, 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 ba. There we are. There.
And then you can see here we have the center fronts where the buttons are. We have the straight of grain, the dart, and all the symbols and lines we're going to transfer now from the pattern design onto the pattern.
Perfect. I have a question, Ralph.
Yes.
The pocket flap up here, I just take those measurements and draw it as a rectangle. I don't need to do anything else, do I?
Right. You just take this measurement, 10 by 3 centimeters, and that's the typical size for the pocket tab. But you can use whatever measurements you want, but however you like. You can be creative.
And that will go in there.
Right. It goes right on.
Whee.
On here. That's the classic style.
Perfect.
How it is in the fashion industry, but if you say I want to have it more up or down or to the left or to the right, you can put it wherever you want, however you like it.
Brilliant. Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. There we go. Okay.
Good. Now I'm going to transfer the details from the pattern design onto the pattern. Parallel to this line, down from the point 19.5, I'm going to put the center front, where the buttons are. Parallel to this, we have the straight of grain, which goes down. And all the parallel to this, and below the dot for the dart, parallel to the sideline, here we have the fullest part for the waist dart. So later on, when you would like to have it a little bit more tailored, you take off a little bit from both sides as much as you want.
And that's the place to do it.
Then we have the waistline here, which goes over from the point 18 from this point, and the 8 tells you where to put the parts of patterns together. Can look already what kind of button size I would like to have. You have different options here, so you get an idea how it's going to look like.
Jack just says, I so remember this clever system from my shopping telly days. It always blew my mind how this works for everyone. It's brilliant, isn't it, Jack? It was always an exciting day when Ralph used to come into the studios. Now, we have a clever gadget.
That's a really good gadget if you want to have the same distances. Like for the buttons here, if you say I want to have the same distance, I want to start here, you just open it and you see already we have the same. Actually, it was quite good.
Yeah. Well done. Yes.
But you can use it for anything. Always, if you want to have, you can use it for pleats, or if you want to make a cake in the same size, or grow flowers up, or for a shelf. It's a really fantastic tool if you want to have same.
It's got lots of uses, hasn't it? This is just one of them, and I know that you get messages from people saying, Oh, we use it for this.
Things I haven't thought about. You could use it for, right?
And then these
see on
are
the
your instructions.
Like instruction how and for what you can use it.
Perfect.
Right.
This is the first time that we've stocked this. So this is, Gemma, is that up and live?
I'm just getting that
She's
now.
just doing it now. She's getting there. She is getting there. So bear with us this morning.
fun.
These things have arrived for us this morning with Ralph. And we are getting them loaded for you. But I think it's one of those things that we're all happy to watch and see how this all works.
Right.
You know, we're not demanding, but we want to know that it works.
Now I'm going to cut it out.
You've done that before. Look at that.
Oh,
Now,
it's good
Ralph,
to have
when
a
we
bit
cut
scissor.
this out, we haven't added a seam allowance.
No, we haven't added the seam allowance. I also would not recommend it to add the seam allowance. I know some people do add it already on the paper, or some people even go just a number higher. But we really recommend to draw out the pattern first, and then if you put it on the fabric, you add the seam allowance.
Now, this is why we have this little natty gadget.
And that's all that great tool.
So, this, right or left, will sit on your scissors. So if I were to cut out, I can set that, hang on, where are we? There we go. I can set those rings at the seam allowance I want.
Yes.
I'm normally quilting and I find 1.5 centimetres to be a bit overwhelming for a seam allowance. So I would make it a little bit smaller. So when I came to cut it out, I would make sure that that is in line there, and then I would cut. Now for the purposes of today, we're going to cut it out without a seam allowance to show you the fit. But when you come to cut it out for yourself, and you need to add that seam allowance,
Right.
this is the gadget.
That's a gadget.
Brilliant.
Absolutely.
Just brilliant. You see, I make a lot of patterns, especially for pouches and things like that. And I always have to then go through and add the seam allowance afterwards. So
No, I saw
very, very handy.
I saw it on YouTube and I immediately know that you need to get this. That's fantastic.
Need it
thing.
immediately.
The lady in Australia invented this. And it's really, really
So that is your seam allowance guide. And again, that is going up onto our website today. So by Holly. Well done, Holly.
yes, well
She's
done.
done
Holly.
well. Yeah, we like it a lot. Good old Holly. Good job, Holly. So what are you doing now?
Now I'm going to fold the dart here.
And this is the bust dart. So
The bust dart, right?
already, because we've taken our bust measurement, we know that it's going to fit on the bust. This is now shaping. And if you need to make an allowance, if you need to make a change here, this is how you're going to know.
That's how you're gonna know if you need maybe to make some adjustments, put it a little bit higher or lower. Then you can do it afterwards. And here I take off a little bit for the waist dart. Like I said, usually you would do this right onto the fabric, onto the body. That's the best way to see how tailored you would like to have it. But I take off a little bit now, just that you know where it's located. Take here. Oh.
Yeah, don't take off too much. I had quite a big dinner.
I think I can take off a lot. You just had chin yesterday, huh?
No, we didn't. No, we then came home and Gemma made a massive chili con carne, so I'm a bit today.
Okay, I think you need to come on the other side. Oh.
Should we dance? There we go.
And here we can see already the width of the shoulder fits really good.
And you can see now I wore this top for a reason, because it's got a centre piece
Here we have the
that you
center
can
front.
see.
If you could put your finger right
Yeah.
here.
That's right on my belly button. That's
The
right in the middle.
bust dart is also fitting really good. Here we could make another dart if you want to have it a little bit more tailored. We would take this in. And if you lift the arm a little bit, you see from the armhole it fits really nice and good here. And if you put down the arm a little bit to see if the waistline is right, the waistline, I wouldn't change it. You might could add like 1 centimeter, but I think it looks really good. Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah.
Good, really good.
And
Really
that's
nice.
how Jennifer Taylor made me that
Yeah.
tailored blouse, because luckily my waist is pretty much where it needs to be. Let's
But
dance
now we had
again.
a question from, who was it with length and shorten?
It was Alexandra. Well, let me find it. People have been chatting since then. Alexandra.
Alexandra.
Yeah. So
Okay.
lengthening the pattern. She's got a long body.
She has a long body. So what happens if you have a long body? Like I said, for you, maybe you could make a tiny bit more, like 1 centimeter more, but I thought it looks good. If you have a long body, which would mean that you would have your waistline like here, and your waist would be down here, then you need to lengthen it. So you would measure the distance from your waistline to your waist, and then you need to add it as much as you need. It's just important that you make this adjustment in the right spot.
Let's show.
And what's important that you always mark the point where you put in the pin. If you would like to lengthen or shorten it, you go up parallel from the waistline to this cross.
And it's on that cross.
And then you can cut it here and open it as much as you need. Put some paper in between and hold it to your body again. If you need to shorten it, it's even easier. You just fold it. And you see all the lines stay together. I'm not going to change the shape of the
Perfect.
pattern. It's always important to find, if there's not the cross, if you do it for trousers or something, that you have a spot where the lines are really like parallel, straight.
Yeah, parallel and straight. Thank you. Right, so Kirsty and Sylv are loving the button. Well, Sylv says the button gizmo. The button gizmo. Yeah. Kirsty says she loves the button placer guide. It's so useful when you're doing skirts or dresses. And Jimmy says shirts too.
Yeah,
absolutely. So Nettie would like to know what size set she would buy, because there isn't a double XL. And there is a size up to an XL. She says she's a bust of 110 centimetres. And that's really good that you've given us that measurement.
A bust 110 centimetres, I absolutely recommend the regular system.
At what point do we go up to the double XL?
To the double XL or double XL you go if you're above 128.
128,
Yes.
so that's a bust measurement and hip.
Bust and hip measurement above 128. We recommend the XL, XXL.
Have we got that system?
We do have the systems somewhere.
Oh, hang on. I might have hidden it round here. Bear with. There we are.
Perfect. So that's,
Can we open and have a look?
Sure.
Come on, let's have a little look. Because the beautiful thing about this is that not only is the rule is different, but also...
So what's different is the ruler, like you said. The ruler starts not at 52, it starts at, maybe show this in a closer, but maybe I'll take it out here very quick.
So it starts at 110.
There you go. Right, it starts at 110 and then it goes up to 170 centimeters. And the regular tape measure or the other tape measure goes from 50 to 140, so that's the difference.
So the 52 is taking into account children.
Children, right.
As well.
52 is like 52 centimeters is a circ. That's 52.
Yeah. I mean, I can't fit my head in that. So that's but this system has children. So when you get the XL, the double XL, there aren't children's patterns in there, are there?
No.
They are for that larger sizing.
And what's very important to know that the tape measure for the XL, XXL system, you can just use for the blue patterns, which are for the XL, XXL systems. Out of technical reasons, you cannot use the regular tape measure for the XXL patterns or the XXL tape measure for the
start of it, all the same with the key, with the explanations.
The same thing.
Yeah.
You get the same explanation. It works the same way. And then here on the back we have the XXL.
And this is, again, like having a personal shopper. All of these patterns you now know are going to suit that fuller figure. Where we've got curves, ladies, this is going to do all the right things for us.
Huge range of different styles and patterns.
Are there gentlemen's ones in here or just for the ladies?
There's 1 or 2 gentlemen patterns in there, but it's mostly for the ladies.
Perfect.
Here we have something for the man. So over here you can see we have a huge range of styles and patterns.
Oh, more gentlemen's ones in there as well. Excellent.
And we have all the supplement for XXL.
Well, let's spend some time and let's look at that, shall we? Because we do have lots on the show today. Here we go. So, Ralph, let's have a flick through these.
So that's the XXL supplement. You can get in addition to the system. Like I said, you can just use this supplement for the with the blue tape measure, with the blue scale. Also here you can see we have a huge range of beautiful designs and
I love that suit.
patterns. Tunicas, coats, dresses, skirts, a huge range.
In the colour, the fabric, everything that is going to suit you. Now the vintage.
The vintage,
I
many
love
people
this.
ask for the vintage supplement since many years. Finally we had the time to bring the supplement out.
Now you see, Ralph, there's a certain lady, Gemma, in this room that has a vintage caravan.
Oh,
And
cool.
she goes off to all the vintage fairs.
Cool. I like that.
She does all of that. And you have been known to dress up in a little vintage ensemble, haven't you?
Cool.
And have enough hair lacquer in your hair that you can't, it stays that way for the whole weekend. Yeah. So it would be fair to say, Gemma, you need one of these in your life. Because let's have a look. Look at this. Gemma was born in completely the wrong era. Like she is that perfect wife that just looks great in all of these.
I like this one, beautiful, huh?
Isn't it?
Really.
I kind of feel
colours.
sad that we've lost a bit of this stylishness. Really beautiful.
So we have a huge range. Dirndl, all the jumpsuit to that time.
Wow, with the stirrups.
Yep.
With the stirrups. That's a beautiful thing. Oh, now, okay, so this is
Children.
the children one.
That's the newest children one. Also here we have, it shows you different ages where the patterns are recommended for which are the patterns recommended for.
Right, I'm going to be really honest, okay?
Sportswear and cool.
I love this because, and ladies, I don't know how you feel out there. I am the mother of a 4-year-old. She's very tall, as you can imagine, for her age. And it seems to be when I take her shopping that society wants to put her in quite skimpy things. I just want her to be a child. I don't want her to look like a teenager at the age of 4.
Yeah.
I don't want that. That's not for me. So to be able to make the clothes that I'm not finding out there,
Yeah,
in the
absolutely, I know
patterns, in the fabrics, in the rainbows and the unicorns and the everything else that she loves, that's what I want. Without slogans telling me that she's bossy or she's this or she's that. I don't want all of that for her. I want her to be able to be a child in
absolutely,
children's clothes.
I
And
agree to
that's
100%.
where this really works for me, and it's the same with my son. He's 9, but he wears size 12 to 14 clothes because he's a giant. And again, by the time you get to teenage clothes, they're very different,
from
to
children.
what he wants for a 9-year-old.
Yeah.
Like, he'd still be happy with dinosaurs on things because he's 9. You know, he doesn't need all the slogans and the this and the that.
No, absolutely not.
Just telling us that he's just going to play on computer games and eat, sleep and repeat. Like, I don't want all of that. I want him to be able to have clothes that he loves.
Likes. Yeah, absolutely.
And that's where this system is for me really beautiful. And if you are making, I mean, I have great memories of my grandparents making or knitting for me as a child, you know, and them fitted great. Lovely.
I've seen it on our Facebook group. They showed a picture of from one of our supplements from the children, and she took a fabric with a Paw Patrol on it.
Yes.
And my daughter, she loves Paw Patrol. She saw it and she said, "Ralph, you need to make this."
Yeah, with some Paw Patrol, please. But that's the thing, and you get to be able to make that. And the other thing is, just saying, where we can match. She's not quite old enough to disagree that this is a bad thing. Her and I wearing similar outfits. Yeah. So whilst she doesn't dislike that, I'm all over that.
That's good.
It's brilliant. What's this one?
That's a newest supplement, the newest fashion for the summer.
Brilliant.
Beautiful dresses.
But also being very aware that this is an English summer here, and we're going to need coats. Brilliant.
Again,
so things for your
it's very good
teenagers,
for,
yeah.
slim figures.
Oh, Gemma's Meg would look fabulous. Where is she?
Oh.
Where have you gone?
Oh,
it's over there.
Oh,
It's not even on.
Distant.
Ah, there we
Oh,
go. We'll let you put that on.
As high as you can.
There we go. That's going to make a difference, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Shorts and things like that. Right, Gemma, shorts. How do you feel about shorts? Oh, she's just raised an eyebrow. She's just given me, I can't do it. She's given me the one eyebrow raise. And I feel your pain because shorts and I are not necessarily friends. They stop at the wrong bit. I've got very long legs and they stop at the wrong bit that isn't flattering. But if I can have them at the length I want,
It's good.
perfect.
That's a point.
They never fit otherwise. Very annoying. Oh, what have we got here? Nice waterfall affair.
Yep.
Look at that. Lovely. Oh, and I like how you've got it with the option of having it with trousers or having it with a skirt.
Yeah, it gives you so many options and shows you so many different ways. That's all very
Right.
cool.
Proms
Proms.
in this country. Gemma, I just say this because Gemma's daughter is 18. She's just been to a prom. How long did you spend? How much of your life did you spend prom shopping?
In one shop.
In one shop?
3.5 hours.
3.5
in one
hours.
shop.
In
Oh,
one
God.
one. That's one shop.
She bought the first dress she tried on.
Wow. Okay.
I had to try all the others on, and then.
And then she
You know
took
what
it.
she wanted.
Now you see, I'm not a dress person, so I would have gone to prom in some fabulous trousers, possibly more up there,
Oh.
but fabulous trousers and possibly that.
Also now in the summer where they have the festivals, the live music,
Perfect.
outdoor festivals, that's really cool.
Something for the gents.
Something for the gents.
There's never going to be as many for the gents, are there? Because they don't have skirts. They don't have all of that.
No. We
They've
just
got
need-
shorts or trousers, boys.
That's
But
what
to
we
have
need.
that variety,
That's what
yeah,
we need.
absolutely.
Nothing else. Yeah. Right, that's the newest one, and I think now we are all.
Oh, hang on, the classic, because
The
I love the
classic. Oh, the
classic.
classic, I haven't
Now
shown
the
you the
classic, it says it's for a fuller figure, but
Yeah, we recommend it for full figured if you have above 108 bust measurement.
can we move that into just a little bit there?
Yeah.
But I love lots of these, Ralph. Can I still make them for me?
You can make them for you, and you might
Because
need to make
these
some small
trousers-
adjustments, but you see over here we have a huge range of beautiful, different.
You see, I think Gemma would look
Styles.
lovely in those. And then these are really flattering.
Absolutely.
I love, you see, I just love that dress. I think that's gorgeous. I'd
With the
wear
colour
that
up here,
dress.
yeah.
I'd actually wear that one. Oh, and this. You see, again, festivals,
Great. Yeah.
maxi dress.
Yeah.
Don't need a wedding dress, that's fine. But this, absolutely gorgeous.
Waterfall.
Beautiful, very flattering. Again, these are all
Cool,
the range.
yeah.
All the rage. You see the youngsters, they're out of skinny jeans, aren't they, Gemma? I noticed
Yeah,
this the
yeah,
other
yeah.
day. And they are in wider leg trousers. But again, wider leg trousers for me, they become ankle swingers. They're never long enough. Now we've got your niece here today. She's
Yes.
lovely and tall. Trousers,
Yeah.
can you find them long enough? No. So it's not even just here in Britain. She's from Germany.
Yeah.
Even in
Even
Germany.
in Germany, it's hard to find the right length if you're tall. Yeah.
Yeah. Which is why your grandmother,
Yeah.
it's not a surprise that her great-great-granddaughter is also tall
It's in
and
DNA.
struggling. Yeah. So all of these things. Now, we've got other things for you as well on the show. Let's have a look at this.
That's a salvage former. It's really good if you want to
Again, these are one of things. We don't have loads of things on the show because we don't need them. Oh, we have a question.
Yes.
Jane Gray
Jane Gray. Good morning, Jane Gray.
says, just confirm I can use the XXL tape with the standard patterns, but not the standard tape with the XXL.
No.
No.
All together now?
Incorrect.
No. You use the standard tape for the standard patterns and the XXL for the XXL patterns. If it's a blue pattern, you use your blue tape. If you use a white tape pattern, it's for the white tape.
Exactly.
Never the twain shall meet.
You can imagine.
There. Now this I use for bag making a lot.
Yes. So you explain it.
Right, okay. Amongst other things. So it's you turn over. So it's for your hems really.
Right, it's for your hems.
And
now
so
I know the English, but I'm
you turn it over to the length that you want your hem to be.
and
But
then
for-
you can iron it.
Yes,
And
it
it can
doesn't
get really
melt.
hot. It doesn't matter. It doesn't
Yeah.
melt. It's like Teflon.
But you can shape your pockets.
You can shape your pockets.
as well, which is just fabulous.
And
Really great.
here it gives you the different distances.
Yep.
So it's really fantastic, like I said, for hems, for pockets.
But I use it for more than just dressmaking.
And this is the long one.
So yeah, so this works brilliantly for the shorter items. You can see all your instructions that come with it as well.
And here we
Whee!
have-
This is the longer one. And so
That's
this
good
is
if
going to
you
be really great for anything that's wider.
Yeah.
And again, I've used this so many times for bag making and things like that. So it's not just dressmaking.
No.
You know, get it out every time that you need to fold something over and press it or press again.
For curtains or for whatever.
Anything
Yeah.
like that. That's perfect for curtains, absolutely. And you know that you're getting that even fold and that even press every single time. For me, it's especially useful if I want to fold something over once,
Mhm.
then fold it
Fold it
over
over
again
again.
so that I don't have a raw edge.
Mhm.
Perfect.
And you don't need to pin it so much.
No, because as we know, I am quite
That's a
accident
good thing.
prone and pinning is not my friend. We're like the walking wounded, aren't we? You've burnt yourself, I've cut
Yeah,
myself.
yeah,
We're
yeah,
just, we're wounded, but we're
We're coming
struggling on. We're getting there,
Yes.
yes. What else do we need to know, Ralph?
I think now we have everything you need to know.
So we've got your paper, we've got the
We have
guides.
the paper, we have the guide, we have the
supplements.
supplements, we have the main system to start with, we have the seam allowance guide
Yeah.
and the Simflex. And like I said, join our Facebook group to get more information from other happy, little, enthusiastic women or men.
Happy, Lutterlow, enthusiastic women and men. Brilliant. Let me just see if there are any other
On
questions.
YouTube you will find many videos where people use our system and influencers.
Yep.
Yeah.
So you'll find Sarah Payne on there. You'll find Jennifer Taylor on there. They do regular sew-alongs,
Yeah.
don't they? So if you've got your system, then you can sew along with them. Ginny says, Natasha, are you going to use this pattern? I already do. I already do. There's a dress in the wardrobe out there that we made with it. In fact, we made that dress
We
together,
made that
didn't we?
in,
Yeah. In the space of a couple of hours.
Yeah, we had
Yeah.
2 shows on creating
Yeah.
craft in between. We made this dress.
Yeah. So there we are. And so to reiterate again, if you have a bust or hip measurement of over 128 centimetres,
Over 128 centimeters, you would use a XXL system.
there you go. Alexandra, who wanted to know how to shorten and lengthen, says that's great. Very straightforward, thank you.
You're welcome.
Geraldine says, you always make it look so easy. I need to watch this demo several times before I attempt to make my waistcoat.
I can just tell everybody, please start right away. Just take the paper, take the systems, and if you make a mistake, take another piece of paper. But it's really simple. Or take instead of a pen, take a pencil. You can
Geraldine,
rub it.
can you promise me one thing today? Will you make the pattern at least for the waistcoat? So you've
Yes.
at least done that. At least do that, and then I want to see it.
And join the Facebook group. You got a lot of support.
Yeah. Maggie says, what is the surface on the table that you stick the pin into? Well, we've got
I
quite a
have
solid
board,
wood.
but usually you can take a small piece of wood,
Blue tack.
a small piece of wood, or you can use rubber, or you can use cork, what you put under the glass sometimes. Anything. It doesn't need to be big, it just needs to have the size of where you put in the pin.
Yeah.
Yes. And
We've-
not too
we've-
thick.
we've used all sorts before, haven't we?
Wool mats work for that. Those thicker wool mats.
Oh, the wool mats, yes,
Yeah.
the pressing mats, they would work as well. So Jane says, just to confirm, oh no, we've done that, we've dealt with that question. Oh, Jimmy said when he was young, he was in button braces, shirt and cap. It's a dapper gentleman, that is.
What does it mean? Oh,
Yeah.
wearing.
Yeah, absolutely. Is there? Oh, okay. Sue's definitely going to have a go. Brilliant. And yeah, we're all
Right
going to
to
have a
Spain.
go. Yeah, Audra is in northwest Spain. She's just going to order a bunch of stuff. We'll get it to you, Audra. Don't worry. There we go. That's it. Lots of them sewing as well while they watch. Get your papers out. Come on, ladies.
Get started.
Yeah.
That's the most important
Yeah.
thing. And do something simple first.
Yeah, exactly that. Do the simple things first, and then join the Facebook groups, because that's where you're going to get that constant inspiration. Because it's all very well, we do these shows, and you buy your patterns, and then you just need
Some.
So if
Oh.
that keeps coming up on your Facebook page and you keep seeing people
Yeah.
making brilliant things, you're going to learn as you see
Yeah.
anyway.
Yeah.
So it's absolutely brilliant. Ralph, thank you so much.
Thank you, Natasha.
For
It was
coming
my pleasure
over
to be here.
all the way from
absolutely,
Germany.
Absolutely, I love it.
Thank
Great.
you.
Thank you.
Come back soon.
Sure.
Brilliant. Ladies and gents, www.natashamakes.com is where you will find all of these fabulous goodies. And we will see you here again at 10 o'clock tomorrow. Take care. That's love.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
$11:01. 1 hour. Good
Yeah.
timing.
Spot on.
I didn't put on my mic.